Hey guys, we're back. So we are still talking about understanding the frame. So let me talk in opening up why this is important. All right, everything happens inside the frame. Right now, you're looking at a frame. Okay, I am inside of a frame. There's a frame in back of me, TV screens. Everything happens in the frame. So there's this thing that happens in recording, in audio recording, and in video recording, and uh, you'll be in like a recording studio, and you'll have a producer in there who's the guy like in charge. The musicians are normally not the ones in charge, and there might be like a wrong note played. Let's say that, okay. And the producer will say something like, I mean, instead of, he's looking at the time, he's looking at how many hours he's paying for studio time, and he makes this statement: they'll fix it in post. All right. What that means is in post production, they can fix that. They can change that note. And you know what? They can. But why not fix it in live? Okay. In the wine country, there's this saying: good grapes make good wine. Okay. Start with good quality. So that's why we're talking about understanding the frame. Now, I'm going to give you that we've been in distance learning, and we haven't been in the classroom, and I haven't been able to show you some of the hands-on stuff that I would have liked to have. But let's just start, and this has to do with planning. Everything happens in the frame, so we need to think about the frame. So we're going to do a little bit of review, and then we're going to go and talk about a couple of new things this week. Okay? So let me jump over, and we're going to come to understanding the frame, part 2. Okay? Let me go ahead and bring this full screen. And hello, I think I want to be up here today. All right. So understanding the frame. Here we go. Let's roll. Some objectives today. All right. We're going to do a review. Framing in and out. Here's your review. What you do not want in the frame doesn't have to be in the frame. Okay? You frame in what you want, you frame out what you don't want, and we had some pictures and some illustrations of that last week, the mountain climber, for instance. Okay? When it comes to visual video literacy, remember what you see on the frame, in the frame, is normally not totally reality. It's what the producer wants you to know. So when you're making movies, you need to be always thinking about the frame. You know, when you have a video camera in front of you, okay, it's easy to just get the camera set up on a tripod and then be looking at the people acting and directing them. Okay, that's why you want to have a director and a separate camera person. When you have a separate camera person, you know what that camera person is looking at? The frame. They never look up. They stay focused on the frame. Okay, because they'll be able to see anything that comes in that they don't want in there. Wait, cut. We have to do that over again. Okay? And we're going to talk about today direction and really the power of the frame. Okay? So let's roll. And I'm going to start with this photo right here. Now, I put this together, but I actually saw this. I think it was a Travelocity commercial, and haven't been able to find it, so I made one up. I got a picture of a beach. Nice beach. Especially when it's colder here in Northern California, it would be nice to be on this beach, right? But I want you to watch this. We're going to go ahead and zoom out. Okay. How much do you really want to be on that beach now? Okay? So it's all about what is in the frame. Okay? This is what it really looked like, and this right here is what here's what it looked like, and this right here is what the producer or the person wanted you to see about this beach. Okay? False advertising, it's that beach. That's their argument. Hey, it is the beach. I just didn't show you the whole beach. Okay? So, so there we go. All right. So, what's outside the frame doesn't exist. You only frame in what you want. So now let's talk about direction. All right. Um, there's a couple of things about directionality in the screen. Okay. And the first point is this, is that direction should be consistent. Now, I don't have a picture of this, but I want you to think about some television shows that you may have seen. Okay, if people are walking in one direction, normally they might cut to different camera angles, but they're always moving from one part of the screen to the other part of the screen in a certain direction. Okay, when you start having people coming here and here, well, yeah, you have different camera angles from different sides. So you're like, well, yeah, it's natural, but it doesn't look natural on the screen. So directionality, when you have moving pictures, should be consistent. You always want people moving. If they're walking like from a business here to town over here, and they're going to be moving in this direction, you always want to make sure your angles, no matter what they are, they're moving in that direction. So directionality should be consistent. Okay. The frame also determines compass direction. Okay. So I have a couple of pictures. Okay. Left pointing, here we got the Blue Angels. They're flying to the left, which, if you think about a map from right to left, would be heading west. Okay, so we're talking about compass direction. Okay, right pointing, I think that's the Thunderbirds over here. East pointing is heading in that. So if I have a map in front of me, okay, and you want to talk about, you're going to do an overview of a car driving, and they're going from Canada to Mexico, okay, or from Minnesota to Texas, okay, they're going in this direction, okay. If you're going from, on a map, from New York to California, you'd be moving in that direction, okay. So you want to think about that. So the frame can talk about compass direction. Now, but what is even more common, what we really, really want to drive home in this lesson, is the power of the frame. Okay? So, the upper left quadrant of the frame always contacts your eye first, and the lower right is the least, is like the least attractive. Now, give me a second here. I want to pop over here real quick. And so here I have a frame. So when you're shooting, you want to think about, I hope you can see this. I'm going to use green in the middle here. That you have 4 quadrants. All right? Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. All right? Now, this up here, okay, in your frame is going to be the most important, has the most power. Your eyes are going to come up here. Now, I want you to think for a second, why would that be? When you open a book and you start to read, where do you start to read from? Right up here. And it goes this way, and then you go to your next line this way. In Western culture, and for us in the United States, okay, this is how we read. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched movies that have been made in different countries, but you'll notice sometimes that something doesn't seem right. Okay, it's like it just looks a little different. I can't really put my finger on it, and that's because let's talk about some television in the Middle East. Okay, did you know that languages like Arabic, Hebrew, Aramaic, I think some Persian languages, Farsi, okay, read from right to left? So in a different country, okay, if the culture reads from this direction, well, then this would be the most powerful part of the screen, okay, followed by 2, 3, 4. What about Japanese? Okay, now Japanese read up and down, but Japanese read normally from right to left in columns. Okay? So this would be the most powerful part of the screen in this. Western culture, 1, 2, 3, 4. So an example of how we would use this, okay? We have a person. It's kind of a horror movie or a scare type of thing, okay? So we have a person, right, and we've got them framed right here, okay? And right here, okay, we have a door, okay? And this person, of course, is looking in this direction over here. And the door, before just framing it this way, before anything has happened, okay, you see the person cuts to this, they're in the room. They may even come through the door and walk over here, but the door stays right here. The door is still the focal point. Put a little bit of suspense, eerie music in there, and all of a sudden you're focusing on that door, and in your brain you're thinking, what's going to come through that door? The director, the producer wants you to focus on that door, wants to build suspense and emotion right there. This is a way that you use the power of the frame. Whatever you really want to communicate. So it's not just your words. It's not just action. It's not just what you say. It's how you're communicating with the frame. Okay? So really understanding everything that goes on in here, okay, is important, okay? So another way to look at it is just with different sizes, okay? So Western culture, the upper left quadrant is the most powerful part of the image, okay? So that's one thing, driving home today, okay, what that is. So the frame, okay, also determines the scale of an object, the size of an object, okay? Scale is provided by comparing things. If I just have one object on the screen, okay, like let's just say everything is a white background and you see a television screen, okay? It's an HD television screen. And I tell you that's an 80-inch screen. And then I pull out, and on the table next to the TV, I have a coffee cup. And I pull out and you go, oh wait, that's only a 20-inch screen. That's a computer monitor. But I initially told you it was a 50-inch screen. So if I just put a 20-inch screen with a white background and throw some letters over it, hey, 55-inch screen now available at Costco. It's got this, it's got this, it's got this. And I put all the thing, okay? I may have put like a TCL TV in the screen, but I told you it was a 55, 65, 80-inch TV. You're going to believe it because it's what it is, okay? So, and I'm not really talking about dishonesty here. Does that happen? Sure it does, okay? But I'm talking about I want to have a commercial for a 55-inch TV. I got to find a 55-inch TV. No, you don't. You just have to find a TV and use scale in the background to communicate. That's what it is. Apple just came out with a new 80-inch television monitor. Okay? I just put an Apple computer in front of me and get some little toy coffee cups and stuff and make it look really, really big. Okay? So scale. For instance, here we go. We have a train. Okay? I've got a video I'm doing, and hey, let's get to the train before it leaves. So, and you're like, where am I going to get a train? Well, you're going to use a model train. Okay? You didn't realize the size. You had no idea. You have no idea how big that train is until I put this second image right next to it. Okay? So, so there you go. So that's it for this week. Short, sweet, to the point. Okay? Really kind of want you to focus on a couple of things. Direction. Okay? North, south, east, west. And also understanding the power. And then when it comes to direction, if you're filming, consistency. You're doing a basketball video, someone's going up to the hoop. Keep it straight on, people coming right at you, or from one angle. You can use different angles on one side. Okay? And we're going to be talking about camera angles in a little bit. Okay, So, boom, boom. That is it for right now. And this applies to movies. Obviously, movement is not still images, but the power of the frame applies to your still images too. So as you're working on this photo montage project that you're doing, keep that in mind. Okay? So, hey guys, that is it for now, and that's it for today. So we out. Take care.